guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
It is a Write That Down Wednesday here, the only show in America that actually keeps track of our predictions with statistics, because we've got the stones to do so. Put our jobs and livelihoods and credibility on the line every week.
Our bosses keep up on this.
I don't think they do, actually. Otherwise, we wouldn't.
I think
Wait,
Dan
Judd's
is
hitting
before.
300? He's 70% wrong?
I've gotten feedback from them on some things. I think they keep track.
They did enjoy the Declan wedding predictions episodes.
Yeah.
That was a big one in-house.
What happened?
There was a discrepancy on one of the wrong Declan predictions from the bride that she wanted to let you guys know about.
Let me open up the spreadsheet here. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
I can also.
Is this one of Kelsey's predictions?
Yeah, one of the ones about me. The buttons, I believe it was. It was the buttons. The buttons did come down to 3 off, she said.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Wait.
They did. The buttons came
so
off.
after the
Yes.
picture?
Yes.
The picture
I
you
know
showed
I
us
know
was
I showed
2.
a photo. She said the buttons did come off. Or reach the threshold, I should say.
Yep, so the prediction was Declan will have at least 3 buttons undone by the end of the night. And the only photo that you could find was like 2,
and I showed one. And that was near the end of the night, I will say, that photo that I showed you.
What's going on here?
But she's got a steel trap memory. I will take her memory over mine. I'll take a lot of things of hers over mine. I will agree with her. If that indeed happened, it is a hit for the listeners. It's a hit.
I think all we can do, Judd and I weren't there at the very end, so we can't
say, but I feel like this is, does she remember this, or does she just have such a will to get the extra point?
No, I think she had some reasoning, and of course, in classic my memory, I don't remember exactly what it was a week ago when she listened and watched this, but she just wanted that to be clear that did happen.
Game, respect, game. I'm
Kelsey, I just hope that you
Kelsey.
can sleep well tonight after this. When
so you think she's lying?
Is the pillow, when your head hits I'm just saying, I saw a picture. There's only 2 buttons.
Well, if you would have stayed a little longer, maybe, and joined us on the dance floor for a few minutes.
I'm 54 years old. I was lucky I went.
You should have put some structure in place to make sure that you had some spies on the ground. The Goffs are playing the game here, and we're going to give that point.
I agree. No, she gets it.
Hey, speaking of playing the game here, the game that we are playing is at scorenorth.com/auction, and it's for a great cause. So this week is the annual Score North Power of Sports auction benefiting the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute. And all week long, we have several great items and experiences and events to either buy straight up or to bid on at scorenorth.com/auction. Our goal is to raise at least $15,000 this week. And I want to highlight a couple things specifically that are available right now. So there's some buy it nows that are limited, and once they're gone this week, they are gone. I know that we are disappointed in what happened yesterday or what didn't happen at the deadline, but the Twins are still a very good baseball team, and we are going to be putting together a gathering on Wednesday, September 11th on the executive level balcony out in left field. Come hang out with the Score North Twin Show. We're throwing a party. Twins and Angels, September 11th, 6:10 first pitch. And these tickets are available, and all of the proceeds go to benefit the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute, which helps children and adults who suffer life-altering injuries get back on track as much as possible. Also, so many other things on the bidding side here at scorenorth.com/auction. A Flagrant Howls Timberwolves experience, which includes 4 lower-level tickets to a game this upcoming season, a $100 gift card to eat at Red Cow, and an autographed Anthony Edwards jersey, plus a meet and greet with yours truly at Target Center for a game TBD this upcoming season, and plenty of other things. A lot of Purple-related things, all of it at scorenorth.com/auction. Please help us out raising money for a great cause. And by the way, you're helping us out, but there's some great events and things that you can get your hands on and be part of.
Yeah, and the Twins thing too. So the Twins might frustrate you, but the ballpark remains great, and the balcony is a great place to watch a game. Go in with some friends bring them. It's a great time. It is a really cool view. It is really, really neat. So
yep, Skyline Stadium.
Yep. Great ballpark.
We can talk some baseball.
Who doesn't? Yeah, exactly right.
Clearly.
3 of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
So here's how this works. Write that down. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs on the show. And listeners, if you want to participate like Andy is about to, you can send Declan a message through the Score North app, and we will get you scheduled here. So let's start with the accountabilities. We'll start with Judd.
Ooh.
The bad news first. You said the White Sox would trade Correa, Robert, and Tommy Pham by the deadline. There was
only
a lot
one of them.
Yeah, only Pham?
Only Pham to the Cardinals. Back to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Crochet.
Excuse me.
Crochet screwed him. Crochet.
Coughing attack back-to-back days.
Crochet screwed him. Absolutely screwed him. Just incredible. I want a contract extension, and I won't go to the bullpen to get out of.
I don't even blame the White Sox here. Crochet.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
I know. And dude, you're gonna get out of Chicago.
Yeah.
Like you can go win a championship. You are the most coveted pitcher. Since I don't buy Skubal, right? I don't think the Tigers were going to trade him unless they got blown away. Crochet was going to be traded, and he undercut him.
The Skubal stuff never made sense to me. For one, like the Tigers could actually sneak into a wild card spot this year, and they have him under team control for like 3 more years. It doesn't make sense.
And they're not poor.
No,
the Tigers aren't poor. The Tigers make some money.
You said the Twins would trade Julian or Wallner by this year's trade deadline.
I wish I had known they were gonna not do much or near a damn thing.
Really you said the Twins would make a managerial or coaching change by the end of July. Well, today is the end of July.
When was that made? That feels like a while back.
Like off season.
Okay.
Or no, it might have been they were off to a slow period there in April.
Okay. That's right.
You did say the Twins would make a trade for at least one big league player by the deadline. And you said this because of the short timeline and the specificity of this parlay, we're giving you a home run on this. You said by the start of the NHL season, Craig Berube, and Dean Evison would both have head coaching jobs.
Yeah. Dean snuck in at the 11th hour.
Those tattooed guns taking their way to another NHL team. Kind of a rough week for me when I predicted that Billy Horschel would win the 3M Open, and then 5 minutes later he withdrew because of like full body chills and whatever else. I said Royce Lewis would homer in his first game back from injury.
Second.
Yeah. Twins would catch the Guards by August 1st.
Farther out now than they have been a long time.
Twins would trade at least one of their top 10 prospects.
Too cheap.
And Tyus Jones will be a Timberwolf by the 2024-25 season. Vet minimum contract, too.
Well, and Duke said he's going to start for the Suns, and he didn't want to be behind Conley. But really? Like, if you could have come back here,
it's a better choice for him. He's going to get more minutes. He's the missing link for the Suns.
See, I just felt like he could have been the missing link in some ways here behind Mike, but yeah.
He could have been, but this is just a better showcase for him.
Yep.
I did salvage and say the Twins would trade for at least one pitcher at the deadline, but that pitcher will not make a start in a playoff game. Now, he has made a couple starts, like opener starts for Toronto, but I mean, I guess if he starts a playoff game somehow, we can revisit this. But
take the point.
I'll take the point.
I'm very comfortable with you taking this point.
Listener Andrew said, Twins will acquire one of these 3 players by the trade deadline. Shane Bieber, Dylan Cease, or Michael Kopech. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Wrong button.
The Dodgers will turn Kopech into a stud.
He was a stud a few years ago, and then just kind of...
Yeah, they're gonna turn him into a stud.
And then Declan, we'll start with the bad. You said Gabriel Gonzalez would be traded at this year's deadline. Royce Lewis will not play in a major league game again until August 1st at least. No faith in those soft tissues.
No.
Although it looked like he tweaked something last night at one point.
Yeah. They had let's see here. The lineup is out. I meant to go see if he is in the lineup today. The Twins are off on Thursday. He's in the lineup today. He's batting third, playing third.
He tried to wave off the trainer, but they're like, nah, let's check on it. Then you said the Twins would trade at least one top 10 prospect by the deadline.
No,
You did correctly say, though, that the Twins would acquire a pitcher who's made at least 100 starts or 100 appearances in his Major League Baseball career. I guess 100 appearances would have worked for either one of those. You said the Twins will move on from a player who is currently on their 26 or 40 man by August 1st, Josh Staumont.
Didn't think it would be him.
And the Twins will win the series against the Phillies.
Hey.
So nice week for
Actually, not a bad. Yeah.
old Dex Tweaks.
400.
By the way, the listeners are actually hitting 371 with the adjustment to the Kelsey prediction. I'm at 400. Listeners 371. Declan 352. Judd 321. Listeners have 8 home runs, which leads everyone. I have 7. Judd with 6 now. Declan with 5. And then all-time stats, career stats dating back to 2018. Declan leads with a 359 average. Judd with 333 hits. And listeners with 63 home runs. There's your accountability session. Let's get Andy in here, making his debut as a Write That Down predictor.
Gentlemen.
Proudly rocking that Minnesota Twins hat after a dramatic trade deadline yesterday.
Yeah, well, what can you do?
That poster. Is that like Met Stadium behind you, the Schmidt poster? That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I got that at some giveaway back when back when the old Metrodome days. I was probably just down in the that bar that was in section 108 that had the 2-for-1 deals and
the rally room.
Yeah, the rally room.
Oh, no, 3-for-1s.
Yeah, I'd go pay money to go into the stadium and just spend all day.
3-for-1. I feel like that's illegal now.
It was like from the 4th to the 6th.
Yeah, something like that.
And people would come off the street from the parking lot to just go in there and just get trashed. 3-for-1s on Heineken's.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was something like the 3rd and 6th inning too. So like
that's what it was.
Yeah, so you'd get 3 beers in the 3rd inning, and then by the time you're done with them, it's the 6th inning. I might as well get 3 more.
You get 3 more.
Oh yeah, that hidden gem.
What time range? Right. What years was this happening?
I moved in 2004, so pretty much right up until then.
Okay.
Yeah, because the day I was there, it was I want to say the Twins were playing the Brewers, and I think the Brewers were still in the American League. Oh, I don't recall much though.
No, not much to recall.
The Heineken's. I mean, Heineken's not a weak beer.
No,
it's not. It's a good beer.
Gosh, I got a headache just
the rally room. The rally room.
The rally room.
So, well, Andy, what's your background as a Minnesota sports fan?
I moved from Iowa to Minnesota in 1995 to be with some friends and playing a band up there. And my roommates were huge sports fans, so it just kind of rubbed off on me. For better or for worse. And ever since then, I've been a Twins and a Vikings fan. I actually had season tickets for the Vikings for 96 until I moved. So I was at that game in 98. I actually I have not seen that game since that time. And I rewatched the whole thing in preparation for this. And it was just so depressing. Like seeing Eddie McDaniel get hurt in the first quarter and be like, oh yeah, that's going to pay dividends later.
Yeah.
Randy Moss was hurt. Like they're just running him, like deking him down the field, and just miserable. It's a miserable night.
Do you have so you became a Twins fan in the mid '90s?
Yeah.
That's a dark era, man.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a favorite obscure mid '90s Twins player?
Oh, I love Jock Jones was one of my favorites. Yeah, it's Jock Jones was probably like he had that leadoff home run, and I was watching all the spring training games going up to that. And I'd just been watching him like kind of gel the year before. It's like they might actually be pretty good. And then he led off with the home run. It was kind of like a signal, like, this might be all right.
Yeah, I remember that. So, well, we'll start with Andy. You'll make your first prediction over to Judd, Declan, back to me. 3 trips around the room.
Okay.
Right.
You're up.
This was going to be a positive one, but I'm going to go ahead and say, write that down. What's his name? Trevor Richards will be DFA'd by the end of the season.
Oh, no.
It was going to be positive? That's quite the turn there, Andy.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Trevor Richards. Listen, I'm going to defend Trevor Richards for a second here. He has reverse splits. He's actually really good historically in his career against left-handed hitters. So this was the Twins, so they need a lefty. Well, really, what they really need is someone who can get lefty hitters out.
That's fair.
And he has a track record of being good against lefty hitters. I don't think it's the missing piece that's going to make you the team to beat in October, but it does help check a box.
Really good changeup.
He did nothing wrong. It's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault. The poor guy.
And it won't be his fault that he gets DFA'd either.
No, it won't be. Exactly right. Exactly right. Go easy on Trevor, okay? Just
all right.
Remember, it's not his fault. All right, write this down. Off of his point, Carlos Correa will publicly express disappointment with the way the Twins handled the deadline.
Man.
So we're going to get some quotes. I feel like you can't say, I've got a list. I'm going to go talk to Rocco. I'm going to go talk to Derek. And I mean, Correa's, as Dex and you, Phil, can attest to, pretty good about talking. He's not afraid to talk. I got to think when he's asked about this, that I'm not saying he's going to torch the organization, but I think he's going to publicly say, because he's going to speak for the clubhouse. And I think the clubhouse has to be disappointed that they essentially didn't do a thing.
So this is a little bit we'll know it when we see it. It's a little subjective.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not, I don't think he's going to trash them, but I think he's going to publicly say, I'm disappointed. We're disappointed. We thought that it might help to add. Now this could extend for the rest of the season, because if things go off the rails now, and that is a potential, that he could come out then and talk. But I just think at some point in time, as the spokesman for the clubhouse, he's going to say something.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Write this down.
he's pretty diplomatic. He doesn't burn the bridge, but because he knows he's here for the long haul.
Right.
And the Twins took a chance on his ankle, but yeah. Okay, Declan, back to you.
Write this down. Twins have lost back-to-back games to the Mets. Pablo Lopez on the mound for the Twins this afternoon. So write this down. The Twins beat the Mets, and Pablo Lopez strikes out at least 7 batters. I think the goodwill of Pablo Lopez continues here. He's on a nice little run. I think the Twins get one back before they have an off day tomorrow on returning home just for the weekend against the Sox. So the Twins beat the Mets. Pablo Lopez strikes out at least 7.
All right. Well, they need Pablo to
Write this down.
get back to Pablo.
The White Sox are really going to come in here and work hard, too.
Man, there's almost pressure now in how many more games do they have left against the White Sox?
I think just these 3.
These 3?
That's it.
There's kind of pressure to sweep, right? Ordinarily, you're happy with just winning a series. Just if you can just keep taking 2 out of 3, you're going to be great at the end of the year. But with this White Sox team, man, if you don't sweep them, you're going to feel like it's a disappointment. So
write this down.
Okay, write this down. I believe it's today at 2:00 Central Time. So just in a few hours, this will come off the board. Team USA gets another crack at South Sudan. Now, you might remember the exhibition game where Team USA was a 43-point favorite, and they had to grind to beat South Sudan. Write this down. Team USA men's basketball will beat South Sudan by at least 20 points, and Anthony Edwards will have at least 12 points and at least 5 rebounds in this game.
Wow.
Write it down. Redemption, and then Ant will continue his
Write this down.
nice stretch here.
Time to get real.
Yeah, agreed. And by the way, don't feel pressure to play. Feelings don't matter here. Joel Embiid, if he doesn't fit, he can sit there and wave a towel, and he can support
Does
his.
Steve Kerr care about that?
I mean, I think he does a little. I mean, well, he didn't with Jason Tatum and Halliburton.
Right.
But the fact that he put Embiid back in the game after what you saw, just the sluggish start. I just don't. There's some games where now each matchup's going to be different, obviously. And when Jokic is out there, you want to throw big guys at him. But anyways, a 20-plus point win, and Ant with at least 12 and 5 rebounds. Okay, back to Andy.
All
Write
right.
this down.
All right. Well, now we got the negativity out of the way. I'm going to say, write this down. The next time the Twins face the Yankees, since I'm living in New York now, this just seems like something I should get off my chest. The Twins will win at least one game against the Yankees in the playoffs next time they match up.
Okay, so they won't get swept is basically
right, but they're going to
moral
break
victory.
Yeah.
Write this down.
I'll take it.
Slay the dragon, at least once in the series.
Yeah.
Don't say
you think
that
Dave
again.
St. Peter would come back on our show?
No.
It was
I don't
awesome
think
when
he
that
would.
happened.
Well,
We're
he'd
like,
come back.
yeah.
I don't think he would ever say it's time to slay the Dragon again.
Let's get him on, and we'll ask him a couple questions, and then like toward the end, we can say, Dave, okay, just like in theory,
if there was a dragon,
what would you like to see? Yeah, if there was a dragon, what would you like to see the Twins do to it?
If dragons do indeed exist.
Yeah. Write this down.
Judd.
All right, write this down. The Wild, who just signed Faber to a contract extension, will sign Kirill Kaprizov to a multi-year contract extension next offseason. So he's got a couple of years left, but the problem is if you don't sign him next summer and he's like, I might play this thing out, you cannot have a Marian Gaborik 2.0. So you're either going to have to trade him during the summer, in season next year, but I think ultimately things are trending right, and he's going to see that. And so I think they sign him to a multi-year extension after next season at some point.
Yeah. Was it the politically correct Jacques Lemaire that called him Marianne Gaborik?
He always called him that. I could never figure out if that was partially accent or just
a shot.
Or a shot, yeah.
He's not tough enough.
Groin, right? You always had groin issues. Isn't that Gabby's biggest thing?
He's just so talented, too.
Him and Royce. Yeah. Need to get together.
Write this down.
Hi, Royce.
Fix out some groins.
Back to Dex.
Write
All
this
right.
down.
I'll make a Trevor Richards prediction. Write this down. Trevor Richards will strike out the first batter he faces. With the Twins.
Love this positivity.
Yeah.
Enough of this negativity, okay?
I'm sorry.
I'm with you.
I'm with Dex.
I'm with Andy. No.
He's got a good changeup, really good changeup, one of the best changeups in baseball. He had one of, actually, if you go to his Baseball Savant page last year, like 100th percentile in whiff rate, swinging strike rate. The dude induces a lot of swings and misses.
He does.
I don't think he's the number 1 or 2 or 3 option, but it does lengthen the bullpen. They just put Brock Stewart back on the IL this morning, so gives you another bullet.
And he's pretty good against lefties. Yeah, I just want to protect Trevor here from being hit with shrapnel.
But not the team. The team deserves all the credit.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
And write this down, okay? I'm going to piggyback off Declan's positivity here. Despite not making a move of significance or needle-moving nature at the trade deadline, the Twins will slay the Dragon in these playoffs this year. The Twins will beat the Yankees in a series in these playoffs. Write it down.
Ooh.
That's right. That's right. Laugh all you want, Judd. Royce Lewis, Carlos Correa.
I said hydrate with water, not Twins Kool-Aid.
The Twins will slay the Dragon and beat the Yankees. And you can bow down to that prediction in a couple months. Okay, back to Andy.
All right. This is my here's the big positive one. So the big four men's teams haven't won anything since 91. And I think at least 3 of the 4 teams have a really good core. And I think that by this time in 2 years, they will have 2 championships in Minnesota.
And wait, within how many years? Within
2 years.
2 years.
2 years from today.
Holy cow.
Wolves and
So by July
Wolves,
31st,
Wild,
26.
Vikings, or Twins.
wow.
Wow, let's go.
Huh?
The Wolves,
How's that for positivity?
the Wolves
After
I can
slaying
see.
the Dragon.
The Wolves, I don't think you're crazy.
I think the Wolves are probably the odds-on one for me.
I could see the Wolves.
The Wolves are going to be one of the 4. I think right now they're like the 3rd or 4th favorite with most of the sports books. And if Anthony Edwards takes another step.
Yep.
The Vikings probably need another year before it's even like a start of a conversation.
Right.
Hockey can be weird sometimes, but if you get a healthy team and you've got some goaltending.
Yeah,
And the Twins, if their pitching staff can get hot in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Or
and that starter that they brought it. No.
Oh. Yeah, that guy.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Andy, great stuff here, man,
Well,
on
thank
your
you.
debut on Write
Thank
That
you for
Down.
having me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, since you've got this life-changing platform, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank besides the Twins and the Pohlad family for bringing you to this pinnacle moment?
I'd like to thank my old roommates, Kenny and Nate, who got me to this to where I am. And I'd like to thank the guys I do play in a band. I'd like to thank my guys in my band. We're called Eat. You can find us on all the platforms. We just released a single called Baby's First Sunburn. So if you want to look that up,
Love it.
Great. And my girlfriend for like being nice and leaving the room when I'm watching you guys and not complaining.
I'm going to take a guess. Lead guitar.
Oh, you're correct.
You just look like you play the lead guitar. You
Well,
don't look like the Skins guy.
No,
I was thinking maybe bass, but then I thought more guitar, lead guitar.
well, thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, great.
Good job.
Well, thanks for having me. I'd love to do this again sometime. If you guys are ever in New York, let's go grab a beer.
Let's do it. Yeah, Andy, we'll definitely do it again sometime. Good luck with your predictions. Enjoy this magical playoff run with the Twins.
All right, this is going to be amazing.
Speaking of, by the way, if you want to get a front row seat or just like even a 20th row seat, wherever you want to sit inside Target Field, the Twins do have 2 more months left of glorious, beautiful weather, regular season baseball. And you can get your tickets at twins.com/tickets. Kids Day and Sunday Fun Day. 612 Saturday, $6 beers, $1 snacks, $2 food. So even if you're maybe mad at your favorite baseball team, it's still one of the coolest places to hang out and watch a sporting event. Best bar in the Twin Cities for, in my opinion, twins.com/tickets. Okay.
Write this down.
Judd, your final prediction.
Write this down. Twins broadcast prediction. I have no inside knowledge. Total guess. 2025. Our old friend Glenn Perkins will be the full-time analyst on either Twins TV or, if Gladden decides to step away, radio. So he's so good.
Well, how many games is Morneau doing?
I don't even know.
Because he's doing the most games, right?
Yeah, but he's got all those kids, and I could see him. Like, Glenn is, and Glenn, in my opinion, is just, like, he is made for the transition from player to the booth. He's just really good. And Plouffe is great, too, but Plouffe's in Los Angeles. There's a lot there. I think that Perk is going to, and you know what? If he doesn't do TV, if they can train Perk to do play-by-play, he could easily do like the 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought that it was weird that the Twins did that on the radio. It's like a whole different conversation. Like when like Provis was brought in, for 10 years, and then like Gladdy would do 3. I get that it's whatever, but you're right. Perk is awesome. And he came in for 10 years ago. He was a weekly guest on our old radio show, and you could sort of see the roots of his media career when he was dealing with some injuries there. And yeah, he's great on TV. He's great in a casual setting. He used to do talk shows with us. Yeah, so Perk's all got for Perk anymore.
Perk's got some Jim Cott to him. Like he's got that. He's smooth. He's really good, likable. And like
got some stories, got some takes.
Yeah, and like Cott is phenomenal. But I could see Perk settling into a long career of broadcasting now.
Yeah. Some Perk positivity.
Write this down.
Here. Okay.
Write that down.
Declan.
All right, write this down. I'm going to change a prediction on the fly here. I had a Zebby Matthews prediction, but I'm actually just going to park that for right now. So write this down instead. Chris Paddack's next appearance with the Twins will come out of the bullpen. So his next appearance will not be a start.
Sure.
He's still on the injured list. I know he's experienced a little bit of dead arm stuff. I don't know. The Twins have been very cautious, too, with him. I personally think the best chance of him contributing and helping this team is out of the bullpen. He's a very prideful guy. I know guys want to start. Starting pitchers want to be starters, but I think his next appearance is out of the bullpen. So write that down.
Okay. Yeah, they could just use any number of guys that can miss bats and throw hard, and we'll see how the back end of the rotation looks. Okay, write this down. Some news that maybe got overlooked this week on the Twins front. Walker Jenkins was promoted to high A Cedar Rapids.
Yes.
He's their number 1 prospect. He is 19 years old. When does he turn 20? He turns 20 in February, so he'll be 20 years old when spring training starts. I think this might be a home run here because he's probably starting next season at high A. Maybe they make the jump to double A, but here's my prediction. Write this down. Walker Jenkins will make his major league debut in 2025.
Wow.
Write it down. He'd have to fast track here, and like there's not many 20-year-olds that are getting shots in the big leagues, but he might be that talented. And man, like the 33 games he played at low A, that was enough for them to say, "Yep, we're good here. We'll move you along to high A." Mm-hmm. The power has to come around a little bit more, but he's one of the youngest players in high A at 19. So I think there's a chance he could fast track Walker Jenkins major league debut in 2025. All right, there you go.
Write this down.
Write that down. Predictions.
Write that down.
The accountability session, the OG edition of Write That Down. If you want to participate, send Declan a note through the Score North app. There's a feedback tab in there, and we'll get you scheduled. Purple Daily, write that down as well on your Purple Daily feed and the Purple Daily YouTube channel. And don't forget scorenorth.com/auction to check out all the things we have up for buy it now and for bid as we look to raise money for the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute. We'll see you guys next week for Write That Down, and tomorrow for a Reckless Speculation Thursday.